Hello.
Hey.
Yo.
Hi.
Everybody.
Hello, everyone. Happy live stream day.
Happy Thursday.
Yeah, happy Thursday. We also have some extra guests in here, as we seem to have the whole Fool's Gold crew today.
Yeah, everyone's here.
Everyone.
Everyone's
team.
here.
Yes.
Boys are back in town.
Yeah, so we have Gothi and Julian's players here as well. So,
Howdy.
yeah.
Hello.
Say hello. Yeah.
I think it's like one of
So-
the first time that's ever happened.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know. Did we?
Everybody?
No, we did your live stream,
Oh, that's
Carson.
true.
Yeah, we had my live stream
That's right.
where everyone joined.
Yeah. So, John, I don't know if you were there. Right?
I
so?
actually can't remember now.
I can't remember.
Well, this might be the second time. So.
Yeah.
The second or the first. Woo!
It's fine. It all worked out.
One of those times.
Yeah. So anyway, welcome to this chaos that will probably happen. But we are going to be talking about mostly episode 29 and below so far. So, spoilers if you have not seen the episode. I mean, get out. I don't know.
What are you doing with your life?
Go away.
Go away? I don't know.
Put
Not
your
trying to
fingers
be
in your
mean,
ears, but keep watching because we need the viewer count.
Yeah. So I mean, you are gonna have spoilers if you haven't watched it already. So yeah, that was released on Friday last week. So
Yeah.
yeah, 25 minutes.
Yeah, how you feeling after that?
I'm
Your
so
minute.
tired. So tired.
It's a lot. That's a full network broadcast that you did.
You did more than most actual legit half-an-hour TV shows do these days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
commercials, that's less.
It was
Mhm.
Doing way more.
It's too much. And as I was editing it and the audio was getting closer and closer to its proper time, I kept looking at Felix being like, so I think it's beyond 20 minutes. And he's like, what? Yeah. It's like, how much? I don't know. And then it kept going. And then eventually I was like, it's 25 minutes. And I apologized. And I kept working on it. Because I promised I wasn't going to do longer episodes. Because I'm trying to do a bit of like a somewhat regular schedule. But I don't know, man. The cliffhanger was too good. I had to. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what you get. And I mean, I'm the one who suffered. So
Yeah.
I know the audience suffered a bit.
yeah, that's
True.
true. That's true. So yeah, that was a lot. Yeah, so we're pretty much gonna be taking in questions, talking about stuff, processes, anything really. I mean, we can talk about anything.
We can talk about anything.
Yeah.
I mean, also first, we should do a little announcement.
Oh yeah, right. Business.
So, well, not business, because next
Yeah.
week we're going to be hosting a Jackbox night on
Ooh.
March 8th, which I believe is Wednesday?
Yes.
I should know this. It is indeed Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific.
Nice.
I don't know
Mhm.
exactly who's going to be there yet from us, but hang out with us. We'll play some games together.
I mean, I'll be there. I got the games.
There you go.
I'm gonna have to push myself because I don't actually really like Jackbox games. I'm sorry, this is like internet, but I don't know. I find them stressful because I can't read and like I have a bad spelling, so I'm just like everybody knows it's me.
You're just
when I spell
relatable.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
You're a relatable audience stand-in.
I can never like put in a lie or something because I'll write the words down and they're spelled wrong and everybody's like, we all know that was Ding, and I'm like, shit.
I can't spell
They
either, so it's
instantly
like it could
lose.
be you or me. It's like, well, they spelt supposedly wrong, so it could be either of them.
Yeah.
Could be literally any of us.
So we shall see if I join that.
We shall see. But you better be
We
there.
could do it where none of us try to spell anything right. Like
There we go.
Oh my gosh.
Mandatory one misspelling per
yeah,
job.
mandatory. You have to misspell things. Everything is typed out phonetically. Nobody knows what the fuck is going on.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Done. That's how my brain work. My brain work good like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
We'll just stick to only the art games. Fine.
Yeah.
Actually, Drawful Animate is like super fun.
Mm.
You
For
you
the
make like
T
a small
game?
2-frame animation.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So on another note, Avery, you have to speak as old Gothy for 1 minute because
Okay.
someone specifically donated $10 to make that happen. Thank you, Thomas.
Oh, $10 whole. Okay. A gold Gothy is here. Thank you very much.
She
I'll
has
start the
arrived.
1 minute timer now.
I have arrived.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, old Gothy is here.
It's like you've already said that, honey.
Thanks, little
Who are
Gothy.
you?
Yeah. Where am I? What's
Where?
going on?
What's going on?
Hey, old Gothy, could you tell us a rock joke?
Oh, okay. Let me see.
So
You might need to
cruel.
come back to me.
Yeah, that's
We'll
so
come back
cruel
to
to
the
put
rock
like
joke.
live stream on the spot. Like make a joke about a
Make a
very
joke.
specific
Make up a
subject.
joke. Be funny
It's like what the
Dance for me.
right now.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
if you need a prompt, everybody in chat wants to know how you feel about potatoes.
Oh, potatoes are a good source of potassium. Very
Okay.
versatile.
Yes.
And just on another note, the last announcement is someone's asking about the Kickstarter, and I can simply say that things are progressing pretty well. Just honestly, the best method for updates is by following the ones we post on the Kickstarter campaign, which are posted by Hit Point Press, not us, but we work with them on it.
Yep. And we're going through everything right now. It's going well.
It's going well. Yeah, I think I don't want to overshare, but if I remember right, physical merch is doing better than expected in terms of time, and then some final polishes on the book. So
Yes.
making sure it's an 11 out of 10 for you guys.
Yeah. I'm very happy with it. By what I've been reading, I'm very happy with it.
Oh yeah, very very good.
So
Anything else I had to announce?
no.
We're making a game, I guess.
Really? What's it
Since
about?
when?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did Gortha and Julia, did you guys see that? The stuff? The game? Or
Yeah.
putting
Did
out?
you see the dating sim?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
yes, we
Yeah,
did.
I've played it. I died so many times. I couldn't stop licking off these rocks.
oh, you're supposed to stop after once.
Yeah, don't do it again.
It just looks so tasty.
Understandable.
Lick rock once, shame on rock. Lick rock twice, shame on you.
Like rock 3 times. Now you're just having a party.
Yeah.
Now you should invite me.
Yeah, why are you
No,
not telling
like,
Rock and telling Gothy?
Yeah.
I think Sips was the one where it's just like I couldn't believe how many times I died and I just couldn't figure him out. So long to finish his.
Yeah, we're
But,
we're figuring out the balancing.
No, it was great because you're like, oh, I'll be a nice guy. I won't do that one thing that you need to do to finish Sips' dating thing. Like, I won't do that. And then you're like, screw it. I'm doing this. And then
Just
it works
run out of
too.
here.
I mean, it makes sense that Sips is the Dark Souls of romance.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, he is the one that it's like, you have to be very careful on what you say to him.
Mhm.
Lots of screaming and very stabby.
Yeah. And all monkey.
Oh yeah, lots. I don't know if there's monkeys in Dark Souls.
Probably. There's probably some fucked up monkey that we just don't know.
Probably.
Statistically,
Yeah.
there's
Statistically.
probably monkey.
Yeah, there's probably monkey.
I mean, if there's a big monkey in Sekiro, if you want to count that.
Yeah.
He's a bastard too.
Ah. That's accurate.
That's accurate. All right. So I'm gonna start off the bat. Okay, that's not how baseball works. But look, I'm gonna
I'm
ask.
starting the bat.
I'm gonna go up to the wicket.
The bat has begun.
Yeah. And I'm gonna ask, like we do with these live streams after an episode, what did you like about the episode? Because I also am tired and I demand satisfaction
Man,
to know my
compliments.
friends liked it.
Give
Give
compliments, I
Dingo
understand.
tributes.
To know my friends liked it, yeah.
I liked the voice acting.
Yeah, fuck.
Fuck. Yeah, that is right.
Like,
Yeah.
God, you went hard.
It's fun. You went like, there's like 2 opposite ends of the voice acting, and then you just went from one end right to the other. Like you speed runned emotions.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah, that was quite a I mean, it was a very intense voice session, like when I recorded it. And I even remember like messaging you, Avery, after I was like, I cried, and you're like, oh no. You were like, that's too powerful. You were too powerful.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, I did. I cried during Sips' speech at the end. You
That's
can
good.
probably
You and everybody else. Like,
Yeah, that's
seriously.
how you know that you did it well.
Yeah, and I mean, like, you can probably tell just hearing it, because I took the lines that I knew I was crying in, because that was like, well, that's probably the most raw and like accurate voice acting I can do in that moment.
That's how you know you're fearless, because a lot of people just wouldn't have the guts to put those lines in. They'd be like, no, I don't want the ones where I was actually crying. But like, you are terrifying. So you're like, yeah.
We have like a whole class where we have to learn how to do that. So, like, good job.
Thank you. I think a lot of it comes from just raw emotion, because it's like I am like the one who played Sips, so I know where he's coming from. You know, like even with like everything, it's just subconsciously my issues and my problems kind of bled into him. So it was like, oh yeah, I know exactly where that shit is coming from, so I can pull from my actual emotions and be very vulnerable and exposed. I like when I was writing these episodes, like the last episode and this episode, I made a tweet about it early on, but it was like, man, this feels very personal. Like, of it feels super duper personal, but I'm gonna keep going. But it felt very exposing, and I was just like, I guess that's good.
From a technical standpoint, like, vulnerability is one of the biggest things that you want to achieve, and it kind of shows that you really connect not only to your character but also to the scene, because you were able to pull out those emotions and put them out there. So I give it like, I don't know, B+.
Hell yeah, B+.
That's like an S rank on voice acting.
Well, that's good. I'm glad, because
Yeah.
I don't have any background in this other than just doing it a lot.
Self-taught.
You do have a background in screaming. Like you are a professional screamer.
That's true. I was born as a professional screamer.
You were born screaming, yeah.
Yeah. So my mom can attest to that.
Yeah. The amount of stories you've told me about you just being like, yeah, and then Tiny Dingo screamed.
Just
The amount of stories that end with "and I screamed" is numerous.
Yeah.
You told me.
Yeah, it's a lot of screaming. Yeah, so that was a lot.
Put that on your resume, Dingo, professional screamer.
Professional screamer.
You're a screamer writer?
I think a lot of voice actors could say that about themselves, like professional screamer, professional crier.
I'm a professional crier, excuse you. That's my job.
Where's my paycheck?
Yeah. I need
You get a nickel every time you cry.
Yeah. Oh man, if I had a nickel every time I cried, I would not need to work for a living. It's not all bad though. I'm the kind of person that cries when I see a really cute dog. So it's like it's not all negative. I don't want anyone to think that I'm just like having a terrible time. It's like no, I cry when I laugh. I cry when I see something cute. It's just how I do.
It's just how you do.
How I do.
Yes.
I'm the same. I feel that in my soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For virtual high five puzzle puddles.
Puzzles.
Puzzles.
That's your evil twin.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part of the video, besides like everything, was okay, I am so sorry. I am horrible with names. I sometimes don't even remember my own name. So when they're kind of doing the question standoff and he had the 2 4-claimers and he's like, well, maybe I'll just kill this one.
Yeah.
Or maybe I won't. And the whole time you're just like, oh, he's gonna do it, he's gonna do it. And then you're like, no, he's not gonna do it, okay? And then you're like, no, he's gonna do it. And it creates this like crazy tension. You're kind of just staring at the screen. I really enjoyed that because like I do dishes when I watch videos, so I actually stopped doing the dishes and just stared to see what was gonna happen.
Oh, big compliment. Thank you.
Mm.
Stopped for dishes. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that was definitely like that was a really fun scene to do. And I mean, I'm gonna dive in a bit about the process of that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. So the writing for that was, first of all, this script is the fastest I've ever finished a script. So like it was just like flowing. It was like flowing like nacho cheese. It was great. And so I had to think and deconstruct that whole conversations we've been having with Godric, because the original standoff talk with Godric wasn't as like dramatic. It was just us really just talking, and it was hours we were talking to this guy, you know. Like I had to essentially like, how do I get the actual conversation of this guy and him like completely condensed down to like 10 minutes, because that's how long that fucking conversation took, was 10 minutes of my time. And so I was just like, okay, what do I do? And I have to pick and choose really smartly on how this is gonna go. Like how is this gonna go? So I came up with the 3-question premise, which would make sense to his character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Of just being like, you have 3 questions and then I get 3 questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
And my big thing about Godric is I've had to like rewrite him and explore him a bit more, just because well, I'm creating a story to show you all, everyone, but also like when we were playing, we were just playing. I know I say this every stream, but it's like we were just playing. Just having fun. We weren't thinking too hard about the dude, other than like we didn't like him.
Not a fan.
Not a
guy
fan.
sucks.
You
Wasn't
could even
a
say
fan.
you could even say I have beef with the man.
Yeah.
That's going a bit
There's
far.
there's some history.
Yeah. So we already
More
like
God with the turd.
yeah. So we kind of felt like we already kind of knew our motives and stuff like that. But I had to show the audience of who exactly this guy was. So the 3 questions I chose are the best I think I could show for who he is. And they also reflect on the character that is saying it. So the first question, which is from Jack, which is the whole like, how does this society function without empathy? Because that makes no fucking sense. Like technically that makes no sense for a society. And I had to think about that. I mean, this isn't like, this is psychology, man. Like this shit you have to research and like look into and all this stuff. But it also just made sense for Jack to ask this because of like the conversation he had with Masika, and he was the most invested with the society and the culture. He'd be the one that asked that.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Godric explained all of that, that was me like, I really had to think about that one. I had to think, what the hell does that actually mean? Like, what does it mean not to have empathy? What does it mean to do all of this? And eventually I figured it out, which was the speech that you guys heard. But the reason that I wanted him to have the 4-claimers come and for him to be like, hey, I'll show you what value is because not only was it to show that he has control of the room and that he is the controlling force here, but it was also to have him, like, I had to think where his perspective was, is that he's trying to figure out what your guys' reactions to this stuff is. Like, do you care about, like, do you have empathy? You know? He doesn't, he probably knows more about, like Gothy and Gothy's background, so he would assume that. But when it comes to, like, the others, he's just trying to get a gauge of, like, do you have this weakness that I think is, like, a real problem? So that's why I chose that, of him kind of like, I'll kill them, I'll do it. And then when he chose not to, it's pretty much him showing that he has that control, and that he really is, what's the word? Oh, I'm starting to trail off in my brain. Sorry, I know I'm rambling. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I was thinking with that whole thing. And then the question with Sips, when he goes like, are you going to start a war? That's very much in Sips's character to ask, because that was kind of his whole thing of, like, Vicky and what he cares about, right?
Sips is also like, Sips is very much, he's like, I don't want to fuck around. He's to the point, especially in this scenario. He's like, all right, let's cut the crap. I just want to know. I want to know the answers to the big questions right now. I don't need to know about how you guys get your grains or whatever.
Yeah, he needs to know if you're a threat right away.
Mhm.
Oh, that was the thing I was gonna say, is that essentially, like, through the entire conversation with Godric, is that you know he's a threat, but he's not doing anything. He's gonna, like, potentially kill somebody, but he doesn't, and that's what makes him so unnerving. And that's kind of the whole premise of the Foreclaimers, is that they are a threat, but they aren't doing anything, you know? It's just like, so then do you kill them? And it's like, it's that whole question, and he's that representation. So that scene is that representation of being like, ooh, there's tension, but I also don't know if I should take this guy out. Like, what do I do, you know?
Yeah.
It's tough. Yeah. And then, of course, the question that is given by Gothy, you know, then what is your goal, is, of course, completely driven by her character, because it's like, what the fuck are you doing? You know? So she was the one to obviously answer that, or ask that.
Which makes a lot of sense for her character, because it's like, I mean, like, she would understand Foreclaimer society. She would understand what it means for a Foreclaimer to go after a certain goal, and it is just sort of like her perspective on people and Foreclaimers. It's like, okay, is this about what you're gonna do, or is this about what you want? You know?
Yeah, and and Gothy's trying to get a gauge on that too. So, so each question was specifically chosen per character and how they were answered and stuff like that. And then the final question from Godric, which is the whole, like, him being like, how are you still alive, is completely ego driven.
I love that.
Yeah. And that he only asks one question because through the whole conversation he's figuring out you guys, like the players, and then he doesn't need to ask any more questions.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't waste time. So
I love that scene.
Yeah, thank you.
I love that moment, that final question for Godric, because as a viewer and as being like somebody who I can kind of sit in Gothy whenever I'm watching her and be like, okay, because, you know, I know her, and when he asks that question to Gothy, I'm like, oh, this is the moment where the conversation is flipped, and now Gothy is actually the one in control for this brief moment. Yeah. Because she's able to use his logic against him. And she's able to, it's like, I feel like she knows that she's got him right there for just that minute when he asks that question. And that's why she's able to ask him that question, or she's able to say four claimers don't lie, because either he has to admit, either he has to concede to that logic, because if he doesn't, then he's wrong, and he won't do that in that scene. So whether or not she is lying or not, she's got him, because he won't admit that he could have been wrong.
Yeah.
In that moment, and it's that little character writing that you do so well, and it feels like it just made the scene tense in a whole new way, because there was that tension of like, oh, what if Godric tries something, are we able to do anything about it? And then in that one interaction, it's like, oh no, we do have an even playing field, which almost is just as bad as if he would have been able to totally take us out. Like the idea that there could have been, that the idea that this could be a back and forth toe-to-toe could be scary too. Like the audience and we don't know how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
It's spooky. That's what everyone keeps saying about the scene, is how spooky it is.
Yeah.
I'm so glad, because that was the first time I ever wrote like a bad guy with like real tension. I like Beauclair was there for a bit, but it was like fun tension.
Yeah.
But this is like, no, this is just unnerving. This just makes you feel uncomfortable.
Mhm.
So that was like my first attempt of being like, I have this villain. He's really cool. Why don't we just up him by like 1,000?
Yeah.
Well, and it's really cool because he's kind of the poster boy for how dangerous the four claimers can be. So he has to have that menace to him to be effective, and it was absolutely captured. Like,
yeah, and the one thing about him is that he has that logic behind him. It's just like, even though I disagree with him, his logic makes sense for him. It's like, yeah, I get it. I understand what you're talking about. Doesn't mean I agree, but I get it.
What is that meme where it's like, tragic, world's worst person makes a valid point? Like that Onion article meme?
No, I haven't seen that.
That's an Onion article where it's like, tragedy, world's worst person makes a valid point. Like something to that effect.
Like very, very much you can be right, but also be an asshole.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was quite a tangent, but I know that we're talking about the episode, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Dingo deserves, like you said, you deserve some praise, and you deserve us to all just kind of be like, yeah, it was fucking cool. Because look, man, as an artist, I believe wholeheartedly that when you make something, you have to love it while you love it. Like, just fucking adore something while you're proud of it, because that inevitably changes as you get older and better. So just love something while you love it.
Yeah, good advice.
I think, not to be self-indulgent, but I've been waiting for this episode since like the beginning, because this comes to the payoff of Erina's character, where she's finally starting to understand how responsibility works. So having her kind of trip and fall through this, not understand, maybe I should wait until people are not around the portal to open it, or like, oh, I didn't think that Sips would come for me. Or
not with the dragon.
Right, he has a dragon.
Oh right, he has a dragon.
Yeah.
Leave it to Erina to make the correct decision in the worst way possible. It's like I've got the right idea here, but the wrong execution.
Yeah. But it worked out.
Absolutely. Yep. And it's sort of like, for all of Erina's faults, this is the point where she's taking a stand and starting to come into herself, I think.
Starting to learn. To learn.
So,
and she's starting to like act on it. You can say stuff, but if you don't act on it.
Yeah, well, she's starting to understand all those things that she said that she's powered by.
Yeah,
she's slowly learning how to be a magical girl.
And then she got rid of the ring.
Yeah. Bye.
Yeet.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I should go through some of the questions we've received.
Felix,
Sure.
you
What?
didn't answer.
What did I not answer?
Oh, what's Felix's favorite moment?
Yeah.
My favorite moment? Oh,
Yeah.
Don't hold out on us.
Yeah.
Well, Shoot.
Throw off my headphones.
I mean, picking one is hard. The Godric interaction was probably my favorite. I can't say that Sips' breakdown's my favorite, just because I couldn't really get through it at all. No, I couldn't get through it without tearing up, because I know you're voice acting it, but it's still, oh, wife sad, you know, like.
It's my wife.
So I've probably watched that scene 4 times or so, but every time I got teary eyes because I'm like, damn it, that is my upset wife right there, you know?
Yeah, 1 to fix, 1 to help. Can't. Sad monkey, sad wife.
Yeah.
Confusion.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I loved so much of it. But Godric was just so well represented. Honestly,
Yeah.
better than I ever could have done it, I feel like.
Yeah.
And it's just, also love all the world building and visualization you added for the Warclaimer city of Rachaki.
Oh god, absolutely.
That's
Like
true.
Chaka.
Sorry,
Chaka.
Rachaka. Sorry, we renamed it. Yeah, Rachaka. But it just looks so alive, and your play with the colors was awesome. And I mean, that's actually the number one thing I want to get better at as a GM. I want to be able to get better at describing scenes. So it's, in a way, it's inspirational.
I also want to make sure that, like, John, do you have anything to say? I don't want to push you out of the conversation.
Push me out of conversation? Oh, never. No, I'm just enjoying listening to everybody, and I don't have much to say at all.
That's
actually.
okay.
I'm really quiet. There we go. That's a whole lot better.
All good.
Absolutely.
Just like everyone else reading all the comics or comments, like I enjoyed the whole thing. I really did quite enjoy the big bad evil guy making those decisions and throwing everyone for an emotional roller coaster, as well as near the end of the episode where Erina was like Gothy said, like Avery said there, doing the right thing, maybe in the worst possible way.
It's her signature move.
Yeah.
I'm the worst good guy.
Yeah.
Another job well done.
Job well done.
Another job half-assed.
Yeah. I'm getting there.
I don't know if that job was half-assed. It was definitely delivered.
It was a whole ass and a half, man.
A whole ass and a half.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He finally brought the other half of the ass.
Cool.
Will I get to some of those questions now?
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah,
sure.
right. This is a Q&A, isn't it?
It's technically labeled a Q&A, and our
Is
fans
it?
have been very patient as
Oh,
I've
yeah.
assembled a giant list of questions. That people
All
would
of
like
you
to
are
ask.
here too. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh, we're live.
You.
Yeah, oh, we're live. Oops. So, one question I received numerous times, and also Cameron donated $5 to ask is, hey, I've been wondering what everyone sounds like in character. Much as I love Dingo's voice, I'm curious what everybody else sounds like.
Sure. We can go to the
So,
list.
What does Sip sound like?
Shut the fuck up.
Accurate representation. Perfect.
There you go.
Right out of the monkey's mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about old Gothy versus new Gothy?
Old Gothy sounds like this. It's kind of just got like this voice, and then regular Gothy has a deeper voice. She just sounds like me, and then a bit deeper, and she's got a bit more monotone to her, but she sounds basically like this.
Yeah. Erina is my best try at a girl voice. It's like, hold on. My name is Erina Zuccarini. I'm 21 years old. My house is in the northeast section of Bundarico where all the villas are, and I am not married.
Nice.
There you go. I'm single.
Yeah.
Call me.
Send me free stuff.
What about
Subscribe to my Patreon.
Subscribe to my Patreon.
How about Gorthan?
Oh yeah.
Oh God. I'm sorry. I'm not a voice actor. There's no way I could do it.
Well,
I
I think
think it's
this is
just your
pretty spot
voice.
on for how you
Yeah.
talking
Yeah,
about you.
Yeah.
that was how you played, right?
That's pretty much how you played.
Pretty much, yeah. I just
Yeah.
drop the pitch a little bit and just keep on going from there.
Yeah, I remember some guttural screaming too.
Yeah, just yeah,
Yeah, just a whole lot of that.
yeah.
A whole lot of yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely. And always
Yeah.
making sure you guys were trying to get on track.
The what?
Always keep you guys on track.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you
yeah.
said
'cause
crack.
You just leave. We'd be like in the middle of a conversation. You're like, I walk into the jungle, and we're like, what the?
Or
Okay.
you'd be like, I wonder what will happen if I throw myself off of this 30-foot drop.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. And asking,
Always keeping stuff going.
you know, it's like the whole thing. When the GM asks you 5 times if you are absolutely sure you want to do something.
Don't do
That's
it.
when you say yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, you definitely got to double down.
Mhm.
Yeah.
double down.
You do it harder.
And then puddles.
Yeah.
Uh,
Julian's
I didn't do a voice for
Yeah, it's just
Julian.
voice.
It's just my voice. But if it makes you feel better, this is my voice. Now imagine it as a man.
You
don't-
also
I
would
don't-
you'd inject a lot of sass into him though.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
mean, a lot of sighs. There was a lot of Julian sighs. But
Yes.
And on the same note, I mean, a lot of people were saying this, and Elementalist even donated $2 to say this, but your voice acting for Sips was great, and Godric too.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I am very happy about that because Godric, I kept cringing super hard at myself.
According to Felix, that's how you know you've done it right.
That's
Yeah,
good.
apparently,
And
because
according to what
Yeah.
everybody says, I'm right. It was awesome. Then we also have Caleb, who donated $5 to say, round of applause to all the PCs and Felix for writing Godric as he is damn terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
yeah.
What else did I have? Oh, someone asking about voices, saying, how do you do and figure out the different voices? I want to try more character voices when I play my games, but nothing sounds natural, and I can't really keep anything consistent. This was by Inkswirl, who donated $10 to.
So just like I guess.
I guess
just
how
a
do you come
general-
up with them is a kind of simplified.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
There's some good
consistency
tips.
just means you start simple. Like, start with something you can do, and as you get
Mhm.
better, you maybe change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And even
also
professional. Sorry. I was
No,
gonna
go for
say, even professional voice actors will have to listen to voices for characters that they did a while ago. So like there's no shame in recording yourself and then maybe listening back to it every once in a while if you want to figure out where that vocal range was, because that's what the professionals do. They have to do it too.
And also, like, consider where your voice is coming from in your body. Like, if you have a character that has like a deeper voice and like stronger energy, you'll want to place it lower in your body. So, like, in the pit of your stomach, if you can. So, like, if you have your head voice versus your stomach voice, it'll be the difference between this and this. So, and one trick I just learned is to do the girl voice if you're a guy. Swallow and stop mid-swallow and put your 2 fingers on over your Adam's apple, and that'll force your voice box to go a bit higher, and you'll be able to have a bit more higher pitch range.
Cool.
Cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Someone was asking if can we get an episode where everyone voices the characters?
Probably not, because I don't want to be outshined by Dingo the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, she's doing way better than us, so let's just stick
Yeah.
with
Yeah, why? Nothing's broken. Let's not fix it.
her.
I find that like I know a lot of people keep asking me like, can I voice in your episodes, and it's very sweet, but I find that if I did that, it'd be very, very jarring, because you're so used to this story being just one voice, and then suddenly there's a dude. And you're like, hello, you know. At least for me as a viewer, if I had something that, I'd be instantly like, I don't like that. So change, don't like it.
But
Yeah, it
I
might
think
be-
people Sorry, I was gonna say, I think people have mentioned that like they'll like redub some scenes, and those are awesome. I wish
Those are
I
cool.
yeah.
I wish
Yeah,
more
those
people
are
would send
fun.
us. I need
Yeah.
send those our way. Like I want to hear those.
Please.
Yeah, those things
Those
are
are
cool.
so cool.
Yeah.
Someone was asking if I could give them a voice for Zanu. I mean, pretty easy, because it's just kind of me, but stern, and it's like, and he speaks very precise when he addresses you, making absolutely perfect grammar, everything he says. Like, it's like that's kind of just how he talks.
Jerk face. Yeah.
Also, it's
Can you
very
do-
easy to come across as condescending when you speak like this to somebody who is just a monkey.
Yeah,
I
fuck
just
you.
don't understand why he's
He's
getting
so
upset
hard.
because he is just a monkey. I am superior, so there's no.
This is some bullshit.
Can you, Felix? Can you do the Vicky voice?
Oh yeah.
Vicky.
Vicky.
It's my Vicky voice. It's really cute. Little Vicky voice.
Yeah.
Vicky, I'm Vicky. I like how your mic cuts out.
Yeah,
it's still
the
just
mic
like,
is just
oh, I
like-
can't handle
Yeah,
it. What, is it
Discord
better
can't
this way?
handle.
Can you hear it a little bit better now?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, there it goes.
Thanks, Vicky.
I just can't talk into it apparently. Get tinier and tinier till I shuffle up and become nothing. Bye, Vicky tiny.
I haven't done that voice in a while.
Yeah.
Thank you for indulging me.
You're very welcome. Let me just go through my backlog. That's so many good questions. I mean, just came up. Sparkus asking, thank you for the 10, is asking, would Erina be a VTuber or a Twitch streamer?
Oh, VTuber 1000%.
Absolutely. That's an easy.
Mm-hmm. What would she play though? It would have to be something like hardcore. Oh, maybe just for the juxtaposition, Erina would be a cutesy VTuber that plays like Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
Yay, the power of friendship.
I'm gonna rip that demon's face right off.
Nope. Thank you for the 5. Asked, what do players in the group think of the other characters?
No.
Like the other
Like
Player
I think like
characters?
group politics, like internally, like what does Sips think of like Julian and that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay. Well,
And
that
there
can
was
be a
another
very
question
long-
asking also about their, like, for example, how does Gorthan and Julian, like, what's their relationship like with the other character?
Let's start with them because that's probably the one
Yeah.
that has not been documented.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do your characters feel about our characters?
Well, Sips rented a room in my house, so I feel like I know more about him than I want to let on. There's too much monkey hair in my brain.
It's true. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Man, he had a little like house in your giant fucking what was it? It was like a
It was
big-
like a TARDIS. It was small on the outside but big on the inside caravan.
yeah.
Julian is like the grandpa of the group, so I think sometimes Erina kind of pissed him off just because you're so flamboyant and he's just like doesn't know how to deal with it.
Chill out.
And crazy Gothy, he's like, you're okay, because sometimes she'll just like bring out random stuff and he's actually like, this is actually kind of cool. Okay, but I won't let you know that it's cool. I'll just watch from afar to make sure you don't blow yourself up.
Senior solidarity.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, he understands it. Sips, I feel like he kind of understood that Sips was going through some stuff, so he kind of knew to give him his space and this is your room. You go, this is your room. You do what you need. Like, we're here if you kind of need us, but not being as like touchy-feely as that, because his wife does that stuff, not Julian. Julian kind of is more like pat you on the head, you did good, instead of all right, let's sit down and talk about our feelings. He's like,
Which Sips would have appreciated. Like, I know that Sips and Julian were totally just fine with each other.
I think we kind of like knew not to push each other's buttons. Like, oh, he's having a day, I'll let him be. Oh,
Yeah.
Sips just treats, or Julian just treats him like he's a teenager. Like, you gotta give him his space. He's gonna shut his door. He's gonna listen to metal music, and you just gotta let him work out his stuff on his own. He'll come to you when he's ready.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Sips in the corner just listening to My Chemical Romance.
Absolutely.
What are the two emo bands that Sips would listen to?
It would be, what did we have? It was like My Chaos Magic.
My Chaos Magic,
My
yeah.
Romance was My Chaos Magic. And I can't remember the other ones. We had like a whole list. We just made up stupid
Oh boy.
names. But yeah, I mean that'd be one of them. Yeah. Cause didn't Julian also how did Julian feel about Gorthan?
He says, bro, basically Julian's like, I'm weak and squishy. He's really dumb and strong. I'm just gonna work this to my advantage.
Yeah.
Playing the
That's what
numbers
Sips
game.
thought. That's exactly what Sips thought at the very beginning. Was just
So
like,
that's-
this guy's big and can stop a boulder coming. I'll hang out with him.
Really, it does feel like it was friends out of convenience at the start.
Absolutely.
That was our group. We just kind of got ramshackled together. We're like, this works, I guess.
No, we were all merchants too, so it's like
Yeah.
we had a caravan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Julian has absolutely no fighting skills. He has none. He is just crafter. He cannot fight. So basically, he was like, I'm gonna hide in a caravan while you guys fight people, and I'm just gonna make candles. So don't let anyone come near me, okay?
Yeah.
Honestly, peak vibes though.
It
Yeah.
was good. We needed that chillness.
Yeah.
Mm.
Fucking relax the party a little bit.
Yeah. Chill out. What about you, Gorthan? What did you think of the party members?
What did Gorthan think of the party members?
Yeah.
Well, honestly, he just thought of Gothy as a pincushion.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah. Kept throwing.
Julian was definitely a bromance.
Ooh.
And well, yeah, but they're Sips, right? He's like everyone's already said. Definitely the angsty little teenager.
Definitely.
And as for Erina, yeah, definitely the preppy girl.
Did we elaborate on the pincushion comment at all?
Yeah, I think so.
I think we can. That's not spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
There was
But-
basically a running actually, John, why don't you tell it?
Well, it was really just natural ones getting in the way and Gothy being the main target.
Often when
Nothing
as
like trying- Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, often when it's a nat 1, I roll random die to see which character it hits, and it just kept hitting Gothy.
So funny.
Yeah, so yeah, Gothy kept getting
happening.
hit.
Your dice had
And
it out
the-
for her.
Yeah.
And then it became its own joke where whenever Gothy asked for something from Gorthan would on impulse turn and throw it at her. Like no thing else, like, here you go, yeet! And it would like that happened like 2 or 3 times.
So good.
So funny.
Yeah, I think it happened 3 times, and one time didn't Gorthan completely KO Gothy?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That was
And your
one of
companion
the one of
nearly
the
took whole
times.
party?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was a bad day.
No, it was yeah. So
No, that
funny.
wasn't a bad day. That was a great day. That was a day Gorthan could test his true strength.
No,
And
no,
he
that was a
failed
bad
miserably.
day. Because Jawbone went after Juliet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gothy got
And that's a
killed.
problem.
That was a bad day.
Julian was just
Yeah.
like, this is not part of the deal.
Yeah.
That was a lot. I was gone that session. That's the,
Yeah.
I was gone. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's all. the
Good times.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question for Gorthan and Julian's player. What did you think of Jack when you first met him?
Ooh.
Be honest.
Yeah, be honest.
You won't hurt his feelings.
Yeah.
God, that's been so long ago.
Yeah, it was. It's okay
Julie?
if you don't have an answer.
2016 was 7 years ago.
You shush.
I don't. Yeah, that was a long time ago. I think Julian likes to help people, so I think he was like, "All right, you're gonna give me money, so I'll help you."
Mm-hmm.
The biggest one I remember though is when Jack turned Gothy and how Julian was just raging so hard after that. Like I did not trust him again.
I don't think anybody properly did.
Yeah.
no, that day.
Saskia Spaka.
It was so funny because I remember, like, at the beginning, I knew that Felix wanted Jack to be, like, our tour guide through this whole thing. So I was trying to have Sips being like, nah, he's fine. Like, whatever. He's not that big of a deal or a problem. But everybody was suspicious except Sips, which is so off character for him. But I was trying to push being like, no, we should just follow because fuck it. Like we need money and like if he turns out to be evil, we'll just kill him. Yeah, easy enough. But anyway, so it was funny where he was the chill one in the group being like, yeah, he's probably fine. Until he stabbed Gothy and then he punched him in the face. And then, never trusted him again. And it was just like, fuck this guy. Hate this guy.
That was a good moment.
Yeah, that was a good time. Good old memories.
Stabbing friends.
Yeah.
Memories.
So, there's a question that came in from What Too Pretty, asking, for the players, how does it feel to see a character you created and piloted for a long time in someone else's hands? Bingo. And thank you for the 15 on that question.
Thank you.
By the way, all this money is going towards a secret future project we're not talking about just yet.
The Fool's Gold theme park,
Being
sorry.
put to good use.
Yep.
A bust of Gorthan's butt.
Oh, that's priceless.
Spoilers.
I'm supposed to tell them. My God.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
I'm not gonna lie, I love it. I sometimes it's interesting because you have an idea of your character kind of in your head, but then when someone else plays it, it's they kind of explore different aspects of the character that you didn't originally think of, or they can portray different aspects of the characters. I don't really want to say better, but like in a way that you enjoy more. Like I find that too. Sometimes John will play one of my old NPCs in our games, and I'm like, man, you play him good. Like, please continue. Like, I want to see where this goes. So I like it. Dingo does an amazing job, and yeah, it's really awesome. Thank you.
I agree entirely. It is like I get the benefit of like, I just get to be a sort of an audience member. And that's fun. And then I get to kind of see, it's like an echo chamber. I get to see how you interpreted those moments and how they felt to you, because I can see it through how you play it. And then, I also do get the benefit of being like, second time around, if there was something that I thought like, ooh, I didn't get to do it this time, but I'd really love to try this. And it's like you and me are totally open, or you're totally open with that sort of stuff.
Yeah, like dialogue that you just couldn't think of at the time.
Yeah, because it's heat of the moment things. Yeah.
Well, and like the direction that you take the characters, just based on all the information that you have and how you know us, just makes it incredibly interesting to watch. Because, I mean, as you said before, this is like the campaign was the first draft for this, so you've been enhancing it the entire time, and just. The story beats are hit so differently in a good way during this, because it's given, oddly enough, like we spent hours on them, but I think in animation form it's clear and concise and given the time that it should have.
Right.
So like a huge session could boil down to something stronger. Like I don't know, you've extracted the essence of Fool's Gold.
Yes. boiled and distilled it down to its essentials.
Yeah,
Well,
I've
said
had
this.
to, for sure.
I've said this so many times before, but like I completely trust Dingo with Erina to the point where I don't think that she could do any wrong with her. And that's I know that a lot of people are really protective of the characters, and I am too, which just, it shows the level of trust and expertise that I have for my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate that, because definitely that's my number one like fear is you guys being like, I fucking hate what you've done. I'm like, God damn it. Because I try to make sure it has the much as respect as possible when telling these character stories. But I also I have like a tightrope I have to walk, because like on one hand, I have to absolutely make sure that like this is held with respect, but on the other hand, I have to make sure this is telling a good story, or what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
So I have to like make sure that the character is still true, but if I'm changing the character at all, it has to still it's supposed to tell a good story. So I have to think, okay, why is it doing that? What's the change? Why is there a change? And like, are we okay with the change? And sometimes I have to do it because that's the story. So but we haven't had any issues, so you guys have liked everything. And if you guys ever did have anything, you would tell me, and I'd look at it and adjust and figure it out. Yeah. So glad.
Let me see what else I've got. I've got quite a list of questions.
We might have to do like a lightning round.
We might. For now, we're okay.
We're just chill. Also, like, to the Fool's Gold crew, if you guys are ever just like, I have to leave, I gotta go eat, it's like, go do that. It's fine. I'm not gonna hold you captive here. I'm chill right now.
Well, the most important question of all was asked, which is, what is Felix's favorite color? It's orange.
Really?
End stream. Someone was asking, what is the theoretical maximum number of power crystals that a four-claimer can have? Well, the funny answer to that is 1. Which is probably not what you were expecting. But it's 1. And then,
Supposed to be 1.
Some motherfucker shows up and is like, I want 2, please. Me too. And,
and because he's king, or he's emperor, he gets what he wants because he's a special little boy.
Why does your mom let you have 2 power crystals?
Yeah.
Make of that what you will.
Yep.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's nice to establish lore and then strategically break your own lore, which can create even better stories.
Yeah.
This is one of those moments.
Well, and I had to convince you.
You did have to convince me, because I was against it at first.
Yeah, I added the second power crystal to him.
Yeah.
Because I was the one who was going through his character and being like, but he would do this.
Yeah.
He's all about like, I want to be the best. So I'm adding a second one. And I actually had to like do a bunch of like, I had to like ask, of course, Felix. But then I went to hit point and I was like, can I do this? And they're like, yeah, sure, why not? And I'm like, hell yeah. So I just went with it.
Yeah, just because like we have stuff in production with people and we don't want to accidentally screw over their production line by being like, psych, we've changed it.
Yeah.
Even
Not
though you
that
already
they
put-
have to stick to what I write, because like I've even had conversations with them being like, look, I'm not gonna write what you wrote. I'm doing it my way, and they're like, that's fine. So, and that's just because I'm telling a story, and while they're like doing a module, which is different, completely different when it comes to writing. So, yeah. But no, the second power crystal was like a moment where I just went, oh, but what if? And then I just kind of stuck with it.
Then you bothered Felix until he let you have it.
Yeah, I did.
He does.
Because he kept going like no, and I was like, but, and he's like, but no, and I'm like, but, please, it'd be so cool.
And I mean, like, God, you try to have someone so adorable come in front of you and be like, please. It's like, okay, I'll just have whatever. Take it.
She gives you like the Flynn Rider smolder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she does. She's damn good at it.
Please let me break your fucking lore.
You know, other relationships, they're like, you know, you see like, I don't know, like the wife playing the husband like a fiddle to buy like jewelry or something. But here it's like, can I please alter the slight detail in the story? And it's like, okay.
Can I please go into your lore and take it apart?
Can I please break your stuff?
Yeah, can I break your stuff? Can I completely rewrite your characters?
I'll put it back together wrong for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see what else. Oh, are you ready to talk about the sheep yet?
Not yet.
There you go.
If you want to know more, read the manga.
Yeah. Yeah, the book you'll be able to read more about it, but
Is that the one thing we're gonna paywall for people? You have to
No!
buy the book.
no. I will tell about it, but right fucking now is not the time. So
Yeah,
I'm
right.
sorry.
Yeah, the next episode is backtracking to our spa day.
Oh,
Yeah,
could you
I don't-
imagine?
Oh my god, I just next episode. So anyway, let's talk about the sheep, cause fuck you.
You just have a recap episode. Everyone loves recap.
Oh yeah, the
Everyone
clip
loves
show.
recap episodes.
Oh, clip show, bringing celebrity guest stars.
Yeah. Love that shit.
Best use of everybody's time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sorry, I'm behind on my list. Question. Is there going to be a player version of the PDF? I want to give my players access to the book, but don't want them to have access to the story. Kind of, actually. So this was a big discussion with us and Hitpoint Press, and we've structured it in a way that you can give them the book and be like, pages X to X, spoilers, like you can't read these pages, but you can access the entire rest of the book. So they're actually segregated to avoid spoilers. So it's still one, you know, but it's the best we can do. We're not gonna give you two separate books.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, that costs money.
It costs money.
Cannot do.
Buy one for each of your players. No questions.
Yeah. Let's see. Felix, how do you create such interesting homebrew? Asking for a friend. I mean, I'm making a video series on that, so stay tuned for the Felix DM tips video. So I don't want to hog the spotlight. That'd be unfair. Why is Gothy's power crystal yellow while the others are pink and blue?
Ooh.
Here to
who
elaborate,
gets-
Dingo?
Yeah, who takes the ball?
Yeah, whoever wants to.
I mean, you came up with the pink and blue ones.
Yes,
That
that's
was
very
your
true.
world building.
That's true.
'Cause it's the cutest color
I
combo.
mean, it's
It's
suns.
colors. yeah, it's reflective of the suns. But like I know we established in the Four Claimer lore that their power crystals absorb the sun's rays, and they're kind of like solar paneled elves.
Excellent.
Yeah. So essentially, that's why they have that color, and that's why Gothy has the color she has, is because on the other side of the portal, it is a golden sun. So yeah.
So if you make a four-claimer in your own world, depending on the color of the sun that's in your world, should determine the color of lines
That's
that your
very true.
four-claimer has.
Yeah, that's very true. Which is really cool. People could have
Yeah.
a lot of fun with that.
Yeah. Always fits right into your world.
Mm-hmm.
Someone was saying, what if the pink tastes like cotton candy and blue tastes like blueberry?
Mm-hmm.
Flavored
blue-
four claimers?
Okay.
The blueberry tastes like blue. The best
Yeah.
flavor.
Yeah, the blue
Just
raspberry.
blue.
It's like snow clones. Yeah, those ones.
Did it.
Pink,
You got it on the
blue,
second
but
time.
don't eat the yellow one.
Yeah. It's funny. My side name for Godric has been Cotton Candy Man
Ah.
because of his colors.
Yes.
Like Cotton Candy Man.
Tom S. was asking, will we see Fool's Gold Vines Part 3?
I want to, but in order to do that, I want to reach a certain point in the story. So you're just gonna have to wait.
And on a similar vein, Parker is asking, will we see Fool's Gold bloopers?
Bloopers? What the fuck are?
Like outtakes?
Like Like
Oh, like my
Pixar
voice
bloopers?
acting?
Oh, we should though. That'd be funny.
No.
Yes, we could totally do a little reel for that.
God, then you're doing all the editing.
Okay.
Because I don't know how much audio. You know how many hours of audio there is?
I am literally writing this on my to-do list for next week.
No.
Oh
Do you
boy.
know- Okay, so I would just want to tell everybody there's an average of at least an hour of audio per episode. At least. If not
It's
2
more
hours.
like an hour and a half.
Yeah, well, it depends. Because, like, some episodes are shorter than the other. That's why I say average. It's about an hour.
Yeah.
No, wait. No, yeah, I guess average would be an hour and a half. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's a lot. And so it's like, I don't know. You definitely would be hearing me go blah, 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 a lot. And like, like there was just one that happened like a couple weeks ago where I'm trying to get hyped up because I need to like voice act, but I'm so tired. And I was so tired. And then Felix is in the room and he's like, oh, so you want you want energy? And I'm like, stay away from me. And he's like, you want energy? And he just gets closer and closer. We're like, don't touch me. And then he just goes and like tickles me. And I'm like, ah! Just screaming in the
Like how
fucking
the scream just cut out from your mic there, but yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I just scream because he comes and tickles me if I need energy.
Now, what's the cutest, most wholesome thing that you could say in an episode? That thing that you just said.
Yeah, that's adorable.
It's not when you're trying to focus. Then he's coming for you.
Oh lord, he coming.
Because there's some shit in the way, so I have to like step around stuff while staring her down and just see the
Yeah, and
fear
I'm like, get
growing in
away from
her
me!
eyes.
Get out! Yeah, you can just hear me screaming.
Let's see. Did Gorthan ever get to taste the addictive rocks from Rascal? I mean, yes. By Gorthan is.
Yes, you may tell.
Oh, good times. Oh, good times. Down in a dark dungeon, bowl full of powder.
Yeah.
Just a normal Tuesday night for Gorthan.
Just a normal
I mean-
Tuesday night.
Yeah, I mean that's Gorthan's origin story. But
Yeah.
I couldn't put it in the episode, unfortunately, because of animation time and not being able to explain it properly.
Yeah, I was just like, we would be here all day if we sat down and had to explain this. Nothing else would get done.
Use your imagination.
Well, like, John, you can elaborate if you'd like, but that's up to you.
Elaborate? What's there really to elaborate? The powdered crystals snorted. Gorthan was in a questionable state for a while. Came out as Rock Gorthan.
Yeah.
Don't do drugs, kids.
He evolved.
Yeah, definitely don't do
He evolved
drugs.
like a Pokemon with drugs.
He evolved
Exactly.
like a Pokemon. And
You
like,
know how you use like a water stone to evolve Eevee into a Vaporeon? You use addictive crystals to evolve Gorthan into Gorthan.
Your mileage may
Yeah.
vary.
it
please-
was so fun.
This is like, when I was
Before
like,
you-
please don't try this at home, kids.
Before we move on from this topic, Felix, please detail that scene of the scientists and him when this is happening, just for me.
I don't remember what I said at the time.
I fucking remember.
Okay, you go.
It was like literally Gorthan
Okay, yeah, go for
takes the powder. Oh, did you want to go?
it. No, go for it. Go for it.
Okay. Well, Gorthan takes the powder and just starts snorting it. Just watching. But then the scientists, like, because we ask you, like, what do the scientists do? Because you're, like, technically taking things. And they're like, no. They're all engaged in this. They take out their pads and start writing shit down to see what happens. So they were just waiting to see what was going to happen to
My
you.
charger by my side of the bed, plug mom's phone in.
Can you imagine that? Like you're just like some frat guy runs into a laboratory, takes a giant bowl of cocaine, snorts it, and all the scientists just grab their pens and papers and they're just like watching him. They're just like, no, don't. We got to see how this goes down.
Absolutely.
You know how much human testing costs?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just so funny. And then, of course, he started to turn crystally, and we're like, well, I
Nice
guess
knowing you, bud.
I guess this is him now. Yeah, that's his origin. It's just like he was a rock golem, and now he's a crystal golem.
Then he did some drugs and became a crystal golem.
Yeah, yeah. So don't do that, kids. Stay
Unless
away
you
from
want to be a
drugs.
crystal golem.
No, don't encourage them. No.
No.
Don't encourage.
This is the weirdest Sailor Moon PSA.
Yeah. Don't do drugs.
It only works
Hey,
if you
now.
buy the official Fool's Gold drugs. All advertised, it's just jump ship.
I was gonna say we might have to start mass producing rock candy.
That would be actually
Yeah.
Oh, there we
fun.
go.
Just some really tasty little rock
Come up
candy.
along.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be cool. Like if you could collab with a YouTuber that makes rock candy.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
even that.
All in the
Speaking of-
shape of our characters.
Yay!
So lumpy and mad. Lumpy, mad monkey.
I can taste rage.
Yeah, I can taste the rage.
Oh god, this is turning into a Skittles commercial already.
Moving
Yeah.
on.
Face the rage bow.
The rage
Yeah.
bow. Someone would like to know, if not knives, what is the favorite murder toy of Sneeze?
Cuteness.
What?
Death by cuteness.
Yeah.
I thought you said Jesus. It's like,
Underneath all that fur is just like a cross. That's
No,
half the size of his
bird.
torso.
Is Sneeze just our version of like, what was it, like fucking Kerbo?
It's a Kerbo.
A Kerbo from
Oh, what's his name?
Some-
Terminal Montage?
Terminal Montage,
Terminal-
yeah.
Terminal
Uh,
montage.
Oh,
I like
so
that
funny.
imagery that like knives don't work on you, so Sneeze just gets on his hands, knees, and prays.
I mean, imagine seeing this, right? You're walking in a jungle, you see a little tiny creature opposed by this big gnarly monster, and the creature just throws down its daggers, gets on its knees, does a prayer, and suddenly that creature in front of it just explodes in a holy ray of light.
Dude, that's just what it's like to be a cleric. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I was just about to say. So then he is a cleric.
Yeah.
Sneeze is a level 21 cleric.
Sneeze cleric confirmed, apparently.
He's cleric confirmed.
He's a man of God. A fuzzy, fuzzy man of God.
God's
He
favorite.
can
creature.
slap the knives together for a cross.
Yeah.
Those are his
I don't-
sacrificing blades.
Someone please draw Pope Sneeze.
No.
No.
I would love if, like, okay, so instead of knives, he just pulls out like a katana.
Bigger knife.
He
Literally-
starts like. No, you go.
I was gonna say, literally, as you say the word katana, someone in chat is like, Sneeze is the power of God and anime on
Yep.
the side.
Yeah.
Literally, as you said
Yeah.
katana.
It's like
Big.
the water effect in Demon Slayer, but it's just holy water.
Yeah. So there you go.
Sneezes would also be the only person canonly in the Belling Wilds to have like a legit bazooka. It's like, we don't even
Oh,
have
absolutely.
those. What is that? He just has one.
Got it from Julian's stash.
True. Actually, that's true. Julian would be the one. Julian, a canon inventor of the bazooka.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
could see that.
I might have one laying around.
He uses it to scare those damn kids off his front lawn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how
true.
Gothy lost one of her ducks.
No.
All right.
We're working down the list. We might even be able to get away without doing a lightning round.
Hell yeah.
Also, make sure that we're taking questions that aren't just paid.
Oh, I am.
Like-
I'm
Yeah.
I'm into
Okay,
reading
good.
them all. No, it's not a pay to ask stream. I take all the questions.
Good.
Sorry. Okay. When playing D&D, what makes you feel nervous, or what makes your heart race? A moment, combat, or dice rolls? Like, what gets you the most excited?
Mm.
I think for me, it's a puzzle encounter where you have to roleplay out of it. You can't just rely on attacks and skills.
Hmm.
So you have to figure out, like, if you're going to roll for something, having to figure out with mental gymnastics how to justify it and get out of this with roleplay alone. It just, that kind of moment makes my heart pound in my chest.
Mm.
For me, it's when there's an NPC on the line. Because with Felix, they are not safe. Like they're like
Mhm.
Felix will absolutely kill off that NPC. So it's just like there's no safety net. It's just like, oh no, if I fuck this up, that character's gonna die, and I don't want that.
I like that tension.
Yeah, you do, you son of a bitch.
I really hate it when Felix is like, all right, here's a timer.
Yes, I was gonna say that too.
Here's your timer. When the timer's off, this thing is gonna explode. I'm like, and everyone will die, and it's like, okay. And it's not like per round. It's like, no, you have this actual amount of time, and you have to succeed, or everybody dies.
I have like PTSD of you going over to the microwave and putting on the timer, and we're all just like, no! We're like, don't you fucking touch that!
Yeah.
Oh, or when Felix smiles and says okay, but then doesn't elaborate and the session ends.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good part.
Yeah, things that make me stress out as a player is when Felix is the DM.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Well, on a similar vein, someone was asking, what's your biggest regret in character?
Oh, in character? That's interesting.
And
That's
you know what, we'll
tough.
combine this. What's your biggest regret from your character, and what is your favorite part of your character?
Favorite part? As in like something they...
something they did, or something you experienced playing your character.
Okay.
So biggest regret and favorite part.
I got one.
That's so hard.
Go for it.
Okay.
I got one. Forgetting one of my abilities as I fell down like a 50-foot pit and turning into tiny Gorthan.
Yeah, I can see
that's
that.
right, Gort.
Yeah.
Gort.
Gort.
That's what I called Tiny Gorthan.
Gort. Regrets.
My biggest regret for Gothy I can't talk about because it's a spoiler.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay, well next stream or the stream after or whatever.
Dingo, you might be able to tell which one I'm talking about. It definitely was a moment where I'm like, oops, I didn't mean that, and Felix was like, no, that happened. I'm like, no.
Yeah, but okay, so then up to now, is there anything?
I can't think of anything right now. I'll think about it though.
Okay.
I'll keep thinking
Yeah.
about it.
All right.
I mean, yeah, I guess with Erina, it's something that worked out in the end, but just forgetting to make her until the last minute. I think I could have made a better character, but it wouldn't have been Erina. So I don't think it would have been a better character. But it's something that I always think about, like, what if I just, as soon as I got back from Japan, actually made my character?
Okay, but what did your character do that you regret?
There's a lot of stuff that Erina did. It's like a shopping list.
You gotta choose one.
Does she regret the Beauclair thing with Abby breaking up?
Oh yeah.
I think she doesn't regret killing Beauclair because she kind of had it. I think she regrets not fighting for Abby.
Okay, yeah.
As a player, I think I could have explored that more and tried to work it out. But at the same time, it's such a harsh thing for a character to go through, having her parents killed, then finally getting justice, and then having to lose someone that they love, and then getting someone back. Like, that constant emotional whiplash for Erina was it all came at once.
Yeah. Yeah, all comes at once.
I don't mean for this to sound like cocky or anything, but I don't really have any regrets with Julian. Like, just having a baby and dealing with some postpartum stuff. Like, I feel like his character was just what I needed. Like, not a big, in-role character. And, if I need to step back and deal with the Barbarian, I could whenever I needed. And I guess I really appreciate him as a character for that. I did also appreciate, though sometimes the group will be like, oh shit, this is the Julian thing. And then even if I'm like breastfeeding, I'll be like, all right, guys, I got this. No worries. Let me roll my dice. But for the most part, I felt like he was, I don't know, he was what I needed at the time, for sure.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Julian has a regret, though. What's your speedy? Where? 1 second. Where he wasn't there for you guys when you needed someone to look after the dragon and maybe help out with a bit more emotional support.
That makes sense.
Oh shit! Hey Robert. Robert Hartley's in chat.
Yo, hey Rob.
Hey,
Greetings.
how's it
From
going?
Australia.
New Zealand, thank
New
you.
Zealand, right.
Ah.
The cooler
Oh,
Australia.
he's never gonna talk to
Felix-
you again.
Felix is canceled.
No, that's fine.
Yeah. That's fine.
That's
For him to
quite
never
fine.
talk to you again. You're like, that's good. I'm glad. Oh, okay. I mean, Sips did a lot. I don't know
He's
if I
got a
really
shopping list too.
yeah, but I don't like. I think like as a player, I don't regret doing any of the things he did because all of it turned out so good, like emotionally and stuff. Like I love playing characters that are wrong all the time. That's my jam. Like I really only feel like I have a good character when I'm like, ooh, they're so wrong, and they're going to get better. That's just more satisfying for me. So all of his decisions, I think, were really good. And even though they were terrible. Yeah, it's hard to say because it's like I of course, like as a player, if you watched and was like, oh, what he said was really terrible, and it's like, yeah, and of course I would be like, I would never say that, but he would say that, and so it's hard for me to be like, I regret saying that. It's like, no, that's what he would say. And I think if the character had to regret, I mean, he has a whole shopping list of things he would regret. Definitely, like, even just casting dancing lights while drunk. So that's a big regret, I think. So yeah, that's probably something I would say.
Sorry, I was typing in chat.
Okay.
Robert's asking who's in chat. All the 6 folks in upper right. That's right. The whole Fool's Gold crew is here today.
Yeah, every single one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Martha.
Of course.
Deep
The one
lore.
who voiced Sneeze.
Yeah.
Fucking Martha.
Yeah. Never here. I'm sorry, anybody who's named Martha.
How do you know that name?
I'm going to toss this question to Dingo. Why wouldn't the younger Foreclaimer be more irreplaceable, as they presumably have newer and better augmentations?
It has to do with their wisdom. Like, they have to learn things, and knowledge is the primary resource, pretty much, as Foreclaimers go. Like, they think knowledge is above all else. So naturally they would look at somebody who has been there longer, or has learned longer, and value them more. So yeah. Boom.
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 Someone was asking, do you plan on live streaming or podcasting any new campaigns or sessions? I get sad with all the cliffhangers and I need more.
Aw.
Well, we did announce with the Kickstarter stretch goal that there will be a podcast campaign.
Yep.
And I did mention that all these donations are going towards a specific project. I wonder if those two things are related.
The plot chickens.
We'll see.
They actually did drop a podcast feature on YouTube now, so you can upload podcasts.
What?
Perfect. We shall see.
But it's going towards the sculpture of Gorthan's butt.
Absolutely.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's priority number
That's-
one.
Yeah, that's the top.
We're gonna do like a behind the scenes video of like the new podcast studio. It's just a table with a giant Gorthan butt on it.
Yay. We
And a-
did it!
And a microphone coming out of the butt.
We finally reached our
Yeah.
goal. Thanks
And then
to
we
you
just-
all.
We all just vanish off the face of the earth. Like that was it.
Oh.
When we're gone. All socials are deleted. YouTube
Yeah.
channel gone.
All the episodes gone.
Take the booty and run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The booty
So I'm not sure if I can answer this question for spoilers. So Dingo, tell me. How did the group form at the beginning for the first mission, and what was the first mission?
and-
Is that spoilers?
Yeah. I would like to leave that because
Okay.
I do want to explore it.
Okay. Thanks
You
for the
guys
question,
will see
Mara,
it,
but
but-
spoilers. We're gonna skip that one.
Yeah.
Then someone was asking, "Hey, Fool's Gold Gang. Hope your day has been great. Question is, how powerful is Zanu during the carnage of the Foreclaimers specifically? So I guess not now, but in the earlier time.
Yeah, when it was formed together. I mean, Felix, you'll be able to answer that.
Sure. I mean, Zanu is an artificial god of souls, so the implication is there of just how powerful he is. But he was just escaping at the time, and of course, not at his full power, I guess you could say. Still powerful enough to take control of all these soul crystals, to control all the mechs. And I mean, later in the campaign, you can also see him pushing souls out willy-nilly. He is pretty damn scary. I mean,
Yeah, and
he is so powerful that in the campaign setting, we didn't even write stats for him. Because if you fight him, and there is certain scenarios where you might have to fight him, it's like, I mean, it's a god. Good fucking luck.
yeah, because in D&D there are stats for just gods. It's like, here's your stat.
In
There you go.
3.5, not in 5.
Damn it!
So there's no
Another way
stats
that
for gods.
3.5 is better than 5.
3.5
Exactly.
will forever be
Yeah.
better. Don't
Another-
change my mind.
Another, yeah, tick on the box.
Yeah.
I would also like to say that, like, I think not Gorthan's powers. No, I think Zanu's powers, like, he has, even though him being in Sipsa's body, not anymore. His power, even with coming together, I don't think it's to the full potential it possibly could be until he is whole,
Yeah.
completely and utterly whole. So that's why I think, like, also why he struggles with, like, the curse and stuff. You know, he's like I don't fucking know, man. And it's even though he's a god, it's just like, yeah, but he's like shattered. It's like he's been worn down for like 2,500 years. Like, there's a lot
It's
of
just
shit.
not
with
as his peak.
no, he's going through a crisis right now.
So if you're worried about whether or not Zanu is like at his strongest, the answer is no.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Someone was asking, what was the inspiration behind Jack? And I'm like, how do I answer this without sounding like a dick? Because it's
What
like,
do you
okay,
mean sounding like a dick?
well, I'm just like, okay, think about it. What was the inspiration behind Ohio Jack?
Mhm.
If you really think about it, you have your answer.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
There you go. No, I'm kidding.
Well, you might as well just fucking say it, because I didn't clue into it until I was doing the series.
Well, first of
'Cause
all, you should be ashamed. And I will never play with you again.
Uh-huh.
But it's definitely Indiana Jones.
Yeah. If I recall
Indiana.
correctly, and you
Yeah.
can correct me if I'm wrong, Dingo, because you'll be the one who remembers this, probably, is that Jack was one of those characters where you introduced him and you're like, shit, what do I name this guy? And we all hollered names at you at the table, and one of the names was Ohio Jack.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's how he got his name.
Probably.
I think that's about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember, but I just know that that joke of the Indiana Jones reference really didn't clue in until probably episode 3, when he comes in. Because I think it was like, I was doing it up, and then I think I don't remember if somebody said it on a comment or it must have been a comment because that's when I read it and I went, hold the fucking phone. Wait, what? What? And then I went and I asked you and you're like, yeah. And I'm like, fucking, what? I've been with this guy for 2 years. I didn't clue into his fucking reference.
You got hit with the double reference. One episode was JoJo, the other one was Indiana Jones.
Yeah, pretty much. I feel like a fool. I can't take references. Stop putting references in your chat.
Robert was just mentioning in chat they were playing the dating sim on stream. The chat was
Excellent.
making the choices, and so the chat got him killed by Sips.
Yeah.
His second playthrough, he stared at Jack for too long and just died.
That's my favorite death.
I
love it.
Too.
My chat made me do it too, and everyone was going wild.
My favorite. Yeah.
All right.
I really don't want to
Dating
color
sim, Gorthan x Julian route or Gorthan x Mexas route? I mean, spoilers, can't really talk about any of that.
Yeah, bro.
Bruh.
Bruh.
Keep up with our production on our Discord, and maybe you'll know before anybody else if something like that comes down the
That's
pipeline.
true.
Yeah.
If you want to know more, play the visual novel.
Okay. So my last few questions here.
Okay, good, because I don't want to start coloring. I hate coloring.
Color it, you pussy. When making a new character, do you create ideas for story beats in advance, or do you just focus on creating their backstory? And I guess I could I'm gonna add some spice to this question, which is like, when you guys make your backstories for my games, are you like setting it up so that I will have things to fuck with, or you just kind of make a backstory and leave it at that? Like, are you purposefully adding hooks?
I purposely add hooks because I'm lazy and I don't like to make my backstories, and I kind of am more excited to see what you do, because I know whatever you do, it'll be interesting and different and something I wouldn't have seen coming, and that's kind of my joy with playing D&D is I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, as a storyteller, that's D&D's like main hook for me, is like I don't know what's gonna happen, especially with Felix because he doesn't know story tropes and beats, so
Ouch.
he's ignorantly blissed.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can't clock what he's gonna do next because you're like, okay, if I was watching a movie, it would go like this.
Mhm.
But with Felix, it's like it's a total crapshoot. He could do anything.
It sounded so much nicer with the way you say it, Avery, versus Dingo, which is like, Felix is so dog shit at stories that he comes out the other end and makes something amazing. And Avery's just like, no, he's just like not spoiled. He can make it up as he goes.
Yeah,
I'm like, nah, he's dumb.
Too
he is
pure.
pure, untainted.
Touch dumbness.
Oh my god.
I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna mute you from stream.
I'm just kidding.
Himbo
Are
storyteller.
you though?
Anyway.
Anyways.
I remember in the campaign after Fool's Gold, Felix specifically said that he had a hard time with NPCs. So
Yep.
I wanted to stuff my character full of NPCs he could play with.
Yeah.
But I've actually kind of carried that through because I realized just having some preset characters that know your guy can really help set your character up in the world when you're creating the backstory. And also gives the DM some ways to mess with you. And I think it's a group agreement that we absolutely love when the DM messes with our characters. Like losing that control.
It's
So, yeah. Other than that, I mean, I usually fill out like a whole ass character history. I talk about it all the time. Post it in chat if you want to take a look at it. If you want to know more about it, I said it on past streams.
Oh. When I'm making a character, specifically for Felix's stuff, sometimes I'll have a little bit of a backstory filled out, but I'll purposefully leave like large gaps where I don't know what the hell happened here, so that Felix gets to surprise me.
Yeah.
I love I usually think I'd say it's almost like a 75-25 ratio. Like 75% of the character I am familiar with, 25% of the character, or even more than that, I just have no fucking clue. Like Gothy's a good example of that. It's just like, I don't even know what the hell her backstory is, man. You tell me.
I feel like Gothy had like almost like awakened that for you.
I think so because, well, I mean, you like, you know, you unleashed awoken Gothy on us, and I kind of had that thing of be like, oh, actually, this is really cool. This is very cool. This like level of surprise that I feel for this character. And then now I kind of crave it. I'm like, okay, I want that again. Give it to me. I want to know what that like. Here's my guy. Tell me out. Like, fuck him.
Fuck him up. Tell me.
Fuck me up.
Yeah.
It's a whole ass like discovery of your character again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I still am just. You gave her more hands, and you gave her whips on the hands. Because I just gave the premise that it was evil lady with like, who was a witch doctor, and she had the hands, and that she fought with whips, like little thin whips off of her hands. And then you're like, there are also several hands, and I'm like, I'm sorry, what? And there are multiple hands. And I'm like, God damn it! Like I did this.
Yeah, you did this. There, she has 2 hands on her body, 5 hands floating around her. That is 7 hands with 5 digits, 35 digits, and that is going to be 35d4 of damage.
That is the other thing with you, Felix, where it's just like, hey, I have this thing, and Felix is just like, double down, and it's like, no, and you're like, Felix is just like, double down, and then you just like, and then you take whatever the hell it was, and you times it by 100, and all of us are scared and screaming.
Yeah, pretty much.
I just rolled 35 d4s and I got 88 points of damage. And there's a lot of ones on this screen.
Well, I mean, there's a reason Sneeze lost his head.
Yeah, it's a bad time.
Yeah, big oof for Sneeze.
Someone's asking, let's see here, Felix, how did you come up
Well,
with...
what about Gothi and Julian? They
Oh
didn't
yeah,
have
sorry,
it.
you guys go ahead.
Yeah.
My bad.
For Gorthan, honestly, for Felix's campaign, the Fool's Gold, it was really quite simple. Just make something simple in case we had to duck out. He was very little backstory, but most of my characters before and even afterwards have just been pretty simple. Enough to get the character out there and adventuring or doing something silly, and that's about it. Leave the rest open for gameplay, role-playing, and just general character exploration.
I mean, I can confirm there wasn't exactly long, careful planning that went into Gorthan snorting a bunch of magic crystals to turn into a crystal golem.
Oh god, no.
So glorious.
You would be shocked to realize there was no thought put into this.
Ugh.
I find for a lot of my characters, I'll have one idea and then I'll just go with it. So like with Julian, I'm like, I just want him to be a crafter, like, and then it just kind of went a little crazy, but then it's like, he's just a crafter. That's all he does. He has, but also with Julian, he's a really big family man, so that those were the 2 main aspects of him, and everything else just revolved around him. I think with all my other characters, though, I'm still kind of trying to figure out that balance, because if I find that I make too extensive of a background, you just kind of become bogged down in all the tiny details, and then you don't stop writing it. It's a never-ending story, and that becomes more of a hassle than anything. But if you write too little, you don't have enough to give the DM like stuff to work with. So you almost have to have, and I'm still trying to find that like sweet balance, those couple of like aspects of your character that are like, okay, yeah, I can run with that for sure. And sometimes I find that difficult for myself, but a couple of them I've gotten down, and then others it just doesn't really work out, but that's all right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I don't make a lot of sense right now. I'm
No,
really tired.
No, it's okay. It's like
No, it's all
different methods, which I like.
I'm about to wrap this up with the last question.
Ooh.
So for our final question, I'm sorry I couldn't get to all of them obviously, but Does your character have a favorite mixed drink or other beverage? So why don't we start with Sips?
He likes smoothies. It's one of his favorite. He loves fruity things, and we've talked about it before on like when we done interviews. But he likes like cherry things, and which is funny because I'm not a huge fan of cherry, so I think he would. But like, I know some people like give that to people. Like, I heard you like cherry. It's like, no, I don't actually. I just my character does. We don't give me cherry. And then yeah, he does like he loves bananas, but he will never ever admit it. So in his smoothies. So yeah, he's a smoothie man or monkey.
Monkey man.
Man
Monkey.
What about Gothy?
I'm trying to think. I know that Gothy, maybe the freezer burn liquor that she invented with stout, which I imagine,
Right?
I imagine that just hits like taking a straight shot of like whiskey.
Bourbon. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a hard hitting drink. I'm trying to think if she would like anything milder.
Well, she likes teas and stuff, right?
Oh, that's true. Teas. Yeah, maybe like a nice herbal tea that she picked that morning.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
I can see Gothy and Julian enjoying some nice tea together.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally. They would absolutely swap herbs that they could go out in the morning and like go herb hunting.
That'd be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Some
wholesome.
senior time.
Senior time, yeah.
That's what they say when Sips and Erina try to bother them. Like, no, we're having senior time. Get out.
Yeah.
They're just on the porch drinking their tea, like awful hot today.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Like, Gothy, go get the bazooka. The kids are on the lawn again.
Get the dog.
The bazooka's in the umbrella bucket.
Yeah.
Bazooka is strapped to Jawbone.
But what's Julian's favorite tea?
Black.
Nice.
Like his soul.
Like your soul. Like a good bitter black tea. His if you draw blood, it's probably just tea. I don't think he's drinking water.
But when he runs out, he just pricks his finger and puts it over the cup.
Instant flavor.
Instant
But a
flavor.
slight caffeine.
It's like those what they call like those Mio flavor thingy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh god, yeah.
It's got demon blood and everything.
What about
Cool.
Erina?
Oh, I mean, everyone knows this. It's boba.
Yeah.
But
nice.
I've been thinking about it, and like, I think Arena's favorite boba would be like milk tea with half tapioca pearls and half pudding.
They put pudding in those?
Yeah, you know the jiggly Japanese pudding?
Yeah.
You can order boba with that in it at the
Oh,
bottom.
Hey, I learned.
Yeah.
we learn.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I might just like boba.
Yeah.
What about Gortham?
Other than the obvious, like just basic liquor and I don't know, fool's gold version of rum and coke, I would go something like I think you'd go something like an old fashioned, but instead of the orange peel or whatever, the orange rind, it would be some Rascum crystals,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh hell yeah.
or it'd have to be like a margarita with the Rascum crystals on the rim.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
amazing.
That's amazing.
What about Jack?
Oh, yeah, what would Jack have?
Yeah.
What would he have? Apple juice.
Apple juice, yeah.
Chamomile tea to calm his
know,
nerves.
He probably, maybe he likes decaf coffee or something.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
I think
could
I
see him have-
joked.
Extra milk and sugar.
I think I joked once about him like he's too nervous. He gets into a bar. He drinks like an entire Long Island iced tea without realizing it's liquor.
Yeah.
He gets peer pressured into drinking.
He doesn't even know it's alcohol. He's like, no, I don't drink. I'm too nervous for that. And then he accidentally just takes an entire thing of Long Island iced tea, and we're just like, uh-oh.
and then he gets real confident real quick.
Yeah, Jack's a confident drunk.
Yeah.
Gets liquid courage.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can find them, but go for it.
I was gonna say, no, that sounds about right.
Yeah. I don't know if you can find them, but we on Twitter, Dingo, Avery, and I each made like a mixed drink based on our D&D characters.
I don't think I made a mixed drink. I know I made a dessert. I made desserts.
Yeah.
You made dessert. Yeah, that's true. You made desserts. I didn't touch any of that shit. That's all you.
Okay.
Then Carson made the drinks.
Yeah, I thought I remembered. Okay, I think
I made things for her campaign.
Oh right.
Yeah,
I
that's
made
right.
Food for her campaign, but not for Fool's Gold. No, I draw enough of Fool's Gold. I don't need to do more on my own fucking time.
Someone in the Trom in the chat says when Jack was smashed is when he got his tattoo.
And that's why it's spelled wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. He's like, no, like this, and then it just fucked it up.
Do it.
That is probably very true. That is probably how he ended up with that tattoo. Is he just got really drunk one day and he's just like, do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe Wizardly tricked him into it.
That is
I don't
true.
think he
Wizardly
ever
would
had
be
to
the one
trick
to
him
get him
into
drunk
it.
accidentally.
Wizardly paid for it.
What's Wizardly's
Yeah.
favorite drink?
Wizardly?
Coffee.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Coffee with a triple shot of vodka.
Vodka and coffee? Is that a thing?
He makes it a
know.
thing.
I guess.
Yeah.
Because that's not a
So
thing.
gross.
It's called a fuck off.
I think.
Like I
yeah,
think
he does it
Wizardly-
because like pulsed by it.
He has that mug, right? It says leave. So he fills a quarter of that cup up with like a hard liquor like vodka, for example. And then whatever else he wants, he just adds on top. If it's coffee, he pours coffee on it. If he wants like a juice, he adds juice.
Mm-hmm. He's just an abomination in every aspect.
Absolutely.
He's got a line of coffee that's called Fuck Around and a line of vodka called Find Out.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Well, with that, I think that's all the time we have for questions today.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I don't think there's anything else other than go check out the Discord. And we got that Jackbox thing going on. We're hoping to do.
Well, so more specifically, next week, Wednesday, 6 p.m., we're going to be doing a Jackbox night, which I don't know if we're going to incorporate like team points for that. I don't think we are. I think it's just a game night.
Yeah, I think it's
Figure
just
it
gonna
out.
be a good time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fun.
And stay
you-
updated on new Felix DM tip video coming pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! I
If
think
you want to
that's
see what the rest of us are doing, there's links to me, Avery, and Felix in the description.
Yep.
And also Dingo's TikTok.
Yep.
Oh God.
6 p.m. Pacific time zone.
Specifically Pacific.
Specifically. Very Pacific.
Okay. I think that's it.
Man, we gotta work on our outros. They're so awkward.
Yeah.
No. I'm just okay.
This is
It's
just
everybody get out of my house.
Party's over. I put away the chips.
Party's over. Get the fuck out of my house. I appreciate you guys all coming in. Thank you all for the donations. Like holy shit.
Avery says bye and thank you.
Yeah, her audio died, but she says bye. Thank you.
Oh, okay. But yeah, thank you for the donations. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for watching the episode. I guess I could say just thank you for watching my stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
So we'll have another live stream eventually. Okay, bye. I'm tired.
So fucking tired.
I'm gonna go cook dinner now.
Let's
How
have
do you
some
be so good at
food.
cliffhangers and so bad at outros?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I'm
we-
so bad at intros too. So this is just not the profession I
Oh
want.
wait.